Name on the blue.
Yeah, I mean, as a senior, it being my last year, it's exciting. And obviously, I heard the tickets are selling well, so that's exciting too. And you know how Bronco Nation is; they're always going to be out there screaming for a victory, and you know we're going to deliver that. So we're excited.
You've been through 4 of these now. Just what's this week like, just in terms of excitement level, the anticipation of getting a chance to play for a title? Just what's all that like?
Yeah, I think the main thing is you can't really change your focus. You know, the excitement's there, but you know your focus has to be on you doing your job every single play, and the guys around you doing their job too. So just being able to focus in on the little details, because you only get so many physical reps, so many meetings during the week. Being able to be intentional during those, so you can go out there and compete at the highest level.
What's been the rivalry with UNLV like? Obviously, when you came in here, they weren't very high up on your list, and they've risen quite a bit in the past few years. What's that been like?
Yeah, it's actually funny. The only other offer I had was UNLV, so it's kind of cool coming in here and being able to compete against them a few times. Obviously, a program that's stepped it up a lot. It's cool to see, and we're grateful to be able to play a team like that.
We just 4 coaches ago or something.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I don't know what's going on.
We just visited with Matt Wagner.
Yeah.
He's really looked like he's blossomed towards the end of the season. So somebody who lines up sometimes next to him, where have you seen him improve the most? Why is he playing as well as he is?
Well, I mean, where I see him improving the most is mentally, for sure. Just being able to, show up to meetings early and, be able to get that extra film work. And then obviously breaking tackles, that was kind of cool to see. He's that true Y body, that big body, so he's able to, make guys miss. And that was cool to see it, come to life this weekend. It's also cool to see, the tight end tradition continues. So we're going to finish this year strong together. He's, done a great job improving over the last few years, and he's going to be an incredible player.
What is kind of going through your mind on I mean, either of those big catches he has, but as long as we focus on the touchdown catch,
yeah,
it's kind of like, damn, he's still up.
Yeah, it was obviously a screen to him, and I was to the field blocking for a swing to the running back. So I'm focusing on my job, and I look over, and I see big old Wags breaking tackles, and then when he dove backwards for the goal line, I was like, oh my God, he's in. And that was a special moment for the both of us too, because I had my first touchdown at Utah State, and we were talking about this before the game, like, hey bro, you're gonna get your first touchdown too. And when that happened, it was a special feeling for sure.
How much did you enjoy being kind of a big bro to him? And when you talk about tradition, tight end room, you're running out of games here, and eventually you're gonna have to hand this thing off, and it seems like you're handing it off to a pretty good dude.
Yeah, I think it's a good feeling. I'm grateful for this place giving me an opportunity and being in the position I'm in. Obviously having a good career, and then being able to leave on a good note with a guy filling in my shoes. Obviously he's not the same type of player as me. He's got he's a bigger body, like I say, he's a true Y. But he's athletic, he can block, and that's all you really need out of a tight end. So it's cool to pass it down to Wagner, and it's cool to see him grow over the years.
What is his ceiling?
That's a good question.
How much better can he be? I mean, especially if he moves up to the top guy.
Yeah, 100%. He can be an incredible player. And I saw it this last offseason. Last year he's a sophomore this year, so last year, he was a freshman, and I was like, all right, Wagner's a good player, this, that, he's tall, he's big. And then in the offseason, he put on some weight and he put on some muscle, and I was like, dang, this kid's competing with me in the workouts. So, he's definitely got a high ceiling. And it's going to be cool to see when I move on to watch games and see him make plays, and whoever else Potter brings into that room. Obviously, we got 3 guys leaving, so it's going to be cool to see what happens for sure.
He talks about how you are such a mentor for him.
Yeah.
What can you share just about how you've kind of taken him under your wing and shown the ropes here?
Yeah, I think like those things I was talking about, just being early to meetings, And then like once you get out on the practice field, like I'm a guy who'll joke around whatever in here and mess around. And he kind of had to pick up on that because he was, he's more serious than me in that type of way. Like I like to just have fun, joke around with the guys in the tight end room. And then like once I get on the field, there's a switch that flips, and I think he's taken that under his wing for sure. And you can see that, in the way he practices and the way he plays.
It may feel like a lifetime ago now, but when you first qualified for your first Mountain West title game, what were your emotions like back then, and how would you compare them to how you're feeling right now?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited, very excited. When I came in here, it was rough. So when we, were able to make a Mountain West championship game, it was cool, even though I really wasn't, participating that much, but it was cool. A little bit less stressful, I'll tell you that. Now this week I really got to lock in and watch more film and practice harder so I can, play well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Even, I guess, compared to back then as well, do you feel, because across the whole team, there might be a bit more of a confidence, or we belong here, we've been here, we've done it, compared to what it was like a few years ago?
I think that's just the Boise State way. I think, we're in the game, we slipped in the game through computer rankings, whatever it is. We're going to be dialed throughout the week. Nothing really changes for us. We're not going to overthink this thing and be like, oh God, like it's a championship game, start getting jitters and stuff like that. We're just going to go out there and play. Yep.
I know last year would be hard to top the feeling after last year's game, but just to win 3 in a row on the way out for you as a senior, what would it mean to you? Have you let yourself kind of dream about what that would be like to be able to say for the rest of your life, you won 3 in a row on the way out?
Yeah, I think, I've been thinking about that, recently too. Like that would be, a great feeling, fantastic feeling. And then we get to play a bowl game on the 13th, which is even better feeling. So, against a good program. So, yeah, I think, that'd be a great staple to my career. And I'm grateful for what this place has done to me, and, tons of hard work poured out into this program, and finishing it off with 2 rings would be awesome.
2 weeks ago, it didn't look like that was going to be the case.
Yeah.
Just after that San Diego State game, just how do you describe the difference, I guess, in those 2 weeks, and just the feeling you already could have been waiting to find out your bowl game and stuff now? I mean, the way they could finish here is such a big difference.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it's cool having Coach D, because it's like we've been through this before. When we were on the tarmac leaving, San Diego State, he told us grown men finish what they start, and that's what he said 2 years ago when we were in the same exact position. So just kept our head down, kept working, and I never heard guys complain, say blah blah blah, we're going to be at this bowl, this that. Like we just continued to show up and like I said, joke around the facility, man, keep a smile on each other's face, because like this stuff goes quick. Like for me, like I only got 2 more games left, which is crazy. So yeah, just being able to come in here and like keep trying to, perfect your craft is the most important thing, and that's what we did.
As far as the NFL does go, and I don't know how many times we'll have a chance to talk to you, but I know you're going through that process. When does that begin in hiring an agent? What's the update there, Matt?
Yeah, so obviously after the championship game, you'll get a grade, and then you'll talk to agents, and I have a pretty good feeling, who my agent is going to be, which I'm blessed to be in that position. And then training starts the beginning of January. So like I said, if we get that bowl game on the 13th and we win that, then we get a little time to relax, but keep staying in shape and working out, and then start early January for training.
Piggybacking off BJ's question about what it means to go out on top of yourself. As a program, this is the last hurrah in the Mountain West. How much pride would this program take in leaving it as champions?
Yeah, I think that's cool. That's cool for me. That's cool for all the seniors, because, we're going to finish off in the Mountain West, and then we're going to see the guys go do their thing in the new conference, which is cool. And yeah, it would just be a big staple for our program. That logo means a lot to a lot of people, and if we could finish it off like this, then hopefully they'll be pretty proud.
Kind of going off that question, to your last game,
Yeah.
Boise State has been in the championship game for his conference in after 15 years or something stupid. How would you describe BSU's relationship with the Mountain West?
I mean, I'm guessing it's pretty solidified, right? Like, I feel like we've done a good job in this conference, and I don't know how the whole money thing goes or anything like that, but I mean, I feel like we've, done a good job, and we've represented the Mountain West. I mean, we were in the Fiesta Bowl last year, so I feel like the Mountain West should feel pretty good about that. And obviously, in years past, this program's had a lot of success, so hopefully the Mountain West is happy, and hopefully they continue to succeed as well.
You have only the UNLV offer, and then obviously the play
Yeah.
here. Just what has this whole journey meant to you now that you're coming down to your final game with this weekend?
Yeah, that's a question I can talk about for a long time, but it is kind of crazy that, I only had UNLV. Coach Rid calls me up. At the time, like, all right, like, I'm just a Mountain West guy or whatever. And then I get a, incredible opportunity to grow at an incredible university. And then, have a huge junior year, which helps me out a lot, playing at Fiesta Bowl, which was cool. And then just being in the position I was this year, just to, be a leader of the team and help the team in any aspect or any way that was needed is cool. And just, I met my girlfriend here and amazing people. Obviously, Coach Potter has helped me out a ton, changed my life. Coach D changed my life. JD changed my life. Like, it's crazy how fast it goes, but it's also crazy if you keep working, you keep your head down, these things come to you that, will change your life forever. So I'm forever grateful for this university.
Last one.
I was going to ask about Coach D. And I mean, 2 years ago, he takes over and everybody wants to die for him and run through walls and all this stuff. And it was just like this crazy wave of emotion. But the thing about emotion, eventually, like, it probably runs out and you got to figure out a different way, right? So why does he continue to be the right man, or is he the right man in your opinion, I guess?
Yeah, I
And
mean, 100%.
And how did he get you guys off the mat again to make this run?
Yeah, I think it's just the person he is, right? He doesn't overwhelm you with stuff. He's, we see him during practice, he's joking around, but we know, like, he's serious at the same time, which is cool. So, like, he basically lets you be you. And that's the most important thing about Coach D during practice, but during games, head up, we're good, we got this thing, keep fighting. And he means a lot to me because, he lets me do my thing. He lets the O staff do their thing. And that's why we're successful, and we've been successful for those reasons. So, I obviously think he's the right guy. I mean, this is about to be our third championship. So, he's done an incredible job. Like I said, he's changed my life in so many ways as well.
Just quickly, UNLV's defense gets to the ball a lot, forces a lot of turnovers. You've been the victim of 2 this year. Just what do they do to really get the ball back?
I'm guessing it's their hustle to the ball. That's why they're a championship team. They punch at the ball well, and then they create confusion for the quarterback. But that's all stuff that we can handle, and we're ready to go out there and win this game.